I wanted to come on here to update you guys because I know the last time that we spoke, we were talking about me trying to complete my diploma. And if you just watch that video, you can tell how stressed I was and how mentally just drained I was as well. So you can obviously go back to that and watch that if you would like, but I'm here to update you guys. So let me get something really quickly. So we finally did it and I'm so proud of this. Yes, I framed it. I know it's just a high school diploma, but for me this is so major. As you guys have kind of been able to see some of my journey on here of me talking about it, it has been a long ride for me trying to complete my diploma for so many years. I did drop out of high school when I was 17. So it has been years upon years since I been out of school. So basically I wanted to, be on here to tell you guys my story, kind of like my journey, my experience with getting your diploma. It was probably the hardest thing I have ever, not had to go through, but the hardest thing I've ever had to complete. For me, getting my diploma was mentally draining. I say that because I am not just like an employee. Like, I work full-time and I'm not just an employee, I'm a manager of a store. I have been with this business for 3 years and I have been managing 2 locations, off and on. Like, I go to one location and then I'm at the other location. It's like 2 different stores, same company, but like just, it's a lot. So not only am I a full-time mother, but I also am a manager at this time. And so I would go and I would manage 2 stores full-time and sometimes working 6 days a week and then still having to come home and study for my diploma. Let me kind of give you guys a little bit of a backstory. So when I say that I've been trying to complete this for years, I had completed all the other subjects. So obviously you have reading, you have science, you have language arts, you have reading, you have science, you have history. In Arizona, you actually also have a civics test you have to pass. I don't know if that's everywhere else. They didn't have it back home when I lived in Washington, but since I moved to Arizona, that's something new. So I basically had passed everything. I did pass my civics test, and then I needed to pass my math. I had taken the math test probably 5 times. I would constantly get that notification that too close to call, or you need to study more, like you need to do this, so I always had like that disappointment of you didn't pass. For the GED, you do have to have a 150 to pass that subject or higher, and anything below a 150 is below passing, obviously. So let's just say, like, recently when I took the test here in Arizona, I'd taken it about 3 times. And each time that I would go, I would score like a 142, a 143. I would just be so discouraged. This last time when I went to go take it before I actually passed it, I went and I was so sure that I was gonna pass it. I was so sure. And I went to go take it, and then about an hour later, I got the notification that I scored a 143 out of a 145. So I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I felt very, very defeated because, like I said, I've been trying to do it for so long. I was just so mentally done. And not to mention, when I decided to go and schedule a test again, because when I scored the 143, I actually had to wait 60 days. So I actually took that last test last year in like September or something, and then I had to wait 60 days to take it again. Then what I did was they said, hey, if you can do a green on your practice test, which means like you have to pass the practice test first, then schedule the test, then you'll be fine, like you'll pass the actual test. I did take a couple practice tests, and I would keep doing like same thing, like 143, whatever. Avery was like, you should take a practice test and see what it says. So I took a practice I didn't want to, but I took it because I was like, I'm just not ready. I just didn't feel like I was ready. I wasn't getting it. Like, it was going in one ear and out the other. And I was just like, I'm never gonna get this done. I knew that I would get it done, but I just really did not feel like I would get it done in time. So he was like, just take the test. Like, you just gotta keep taking it until you pass it. I scheduled, or I paid for a practice test, which was like $6. I did that. And then when I took that test, I scored a 146. And so I was like, okay. It said you're ready to take the actual test. And so I was like, fine, I'll schedule my test, but I still don't feel ready. And he would just be like, look, if it says you're ready, you're ready. The crazy thing about it is that I had taken that practice test, I believe, a couple days before my actual test. And so that practice test that I passed with like a 146 was like a couple days before the actual test. And then the day of, I was so anxious. Like, that's just me. Like, I want to know. It's like, it's like going to a psychic and wanting to know, am I going to pass this or not? So that morning, I took another practice test, which I don't think he knows, but I did because I was so anxious. And it said that I scored like a 139. So I had went down. So then I was like, see? I was like, see, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not gonna pass this. Like, it's so exhausting because if you have like a real life, really, like, you're busy, you work, you have kids, or you're a husband or your wife, life is so busy. And sometimes for me, like, my life is so busy. I'm always doing something. There would just be times where I'm like, I just want to come home and I just want to lay down and I just want to relax. I want to watch my favorite show. It would just be so tired, but I would still have to do it, you know. So I went to go take this test, and it really sucked because every time that you go to take the actual GED test, it's different questions every time. I don't think they make it easy, you know what I mean? They don't I feel like support you if you were an IEP. You have to like provide this and this and that for more time. It's different questions every time you take the test, so you can't even go home and like study like a real test. When I went in the time before and I was like, I got this, like, yes, I got this. And then I didn't pass it, and then this time I felt like, oh, that was hard. I really just was like, there's no way, I'm not gonna get this. So I got in my car because I was like, I just need this. Like, I've been so not happy at my job I'm at. Like, deep down, I'm just not. It's not something I want to do forever. It's not giving me what I need. And I don't mean just money-wise, but like in general. It's just not a forever thing for me. You know, it's not supplying me with what I deserve. And I deserve more from myself, you know? So I'm like, this is all I need is my diploma. Like, I can do anything in the world. And it is so true. You need your education. Like, if you don't have your diploma, you need to go get it. Like, get up right now, get on GED.com, make an account, schedule a test, start studying, and do it because you need it. I want to be an esthetician. Like, how am I going to be an esthetician if I don't have this? Like, I can't get into any school without it. I was just like, God, please help me. So I got in my car and I sat there and I just started crying. God, please. I just kept saying over and over and over, my life is in your hands. My results are in your hands. My legacy is in your hands. This is in your hands. I kept saying that over and over and over. And I had a real, probably like the realest conversation with God that I've ever had in a very long time. And if y'all don't know, I actually come from a very, very spiritual background. But I want to say within the last 5 years, I have not been as close to God as I should be. And I'm not as spiritual as I used to be. I'm not religious at all. I'm more like spiritual. So it had been a long time since I had a conversation with him. And I finally had like a real, like, I really felt like he was right there in front of me. And I just remember being like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have not talked to you until I needed you, or until I felt like I needed you. And I know it seems like every time like I end up talking to you, it's because I need something. And I hate when people do that to me. Like, I feel like I have people in my life that only talk to me when they need something, you know? It's like, so I don't want to be that person. Like, I want to talk to you. I know it's been so long since I've talked to you, but I know that you're the only one on this whole universe that knows how tired I am. How just mentally drained and exhausted I am. I left feeling like, okay, if I don't pass it this time, I can't give up. I still can't give up. My kids are why I'm doing this. Also, like, I'm doing this for them because I don't want them to ever look at me and say, well, you didn't finish school. And I also never wanted them to look at me and be like, you give up on everything, you know? So I wanted this for them, and I also wanted it for their future, for our future. And so the giving up was never an option, but I definitely felt like I'm gonna take longer to get this done because I just need a break. So if you're feeling like that, just know you can do it. Just don't ever give up. Got home, and probably within a few hours of having taken the test, I got home and I was just like, I don't even want to check my email. It was always that bad news. I didn't want to check it. And then finally I checked it and it said, you did it. And I just remember seeing, you did it, and I lost it. Like, I don't even want to cry in this video because I just did my makeup and I'm not trying to cry. I'm crying. Like, I remember just being like, I'm just so tired. Like, I've been trying so hard. It's been like maybe 4 weeks since I passed my test and I got my diploma. It wasn't actually until it came in the mail, and it did take a couple weeks to get in the mail, but it wasn't until I actually got it in the mail that I was like, I really did this. Like, I really did it. I finally did it. But it was such a proud moment for me because here I am, 34 years old, and I'm finally going to live my dream. I've always believed that I was never someone to work for someone else. Always. Always, always, always. That's why I've always hated every job I've had. I know even when I get out of school, I don't plan to like go directly on my own, because honestly, that is how a lot of estheticians fail, is that they go straight into a studio and they, you know, with the clientele that they built through school. And it's like, no, I want to take my time. I want to actually work in a salon, and I want to actually, or maybe even a doctor's office. I might do like a medical esthetician. I'm not sure yet. But I do want to start like in a salon first, and then I want to build my clientele that way. I want to build. I am going to be going to a really great school, so I will be going to Aveda. That's the school that I'm interested in and that I've already toured and everything. School for me would start in April, and it would be like night classes since I do work during the day, but it's going to be so worth it. It's only like 6 months long, and the school is just amazing. I don't know about how everywhere else is with Aveda, but here in Arizona, in Tempe, Aveda is just perfect. Like, it's just, the vibe was great. The people were great. Like, everything was honestly just like me, like what I would love to be around. So I'm really, really excited about that. So yes, I did get my diploma. I finally did it. And I'm just here to tell you that you can too. I want to kind of give you guys a little bit of some tips of like how, like what did help me. For me, being in a classroom with other students for math honestly was not easy, because we were all on different pathways of like what math we understood and what math we didn't understand. That was not easy for me. I did end up actually leaving the classroom and just learning on YouTube. So I would actually just get on YouTube at night. I even found a woman on TikTok. Her name is Impact Math 19, I believe. I'll try to link her below, but she helped me a lot too. They always say that there's like that one person that just clicks for you. There are so many things that you can do, but for me personally, I want to say the way that I passed it would be watching a lot of YouTubers that would actually show you questions from the actual GED test. and then actually go through them and explain how to do it. And for me, it just clicked. I'm trying to do a video.
Oh, I want to say hi.
Okay, come say hi quick. Why do you look like you have lipstick on? What are you doing? Okay, let me finish my video. Say bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Avery, I don't know if I would have gotten through school without you. I don't know that I would have passed it. I have never had the support that I do have from you, from anybody in my whole life. I've always had people tell me, you need to do this, you need to do that. But like, I just have never had someone actually stick it out with me and really push me and every day remind me, like, you need to do this. This is for you. This is for your future. And not just for us, but for me. And knowing that this is something that will make me happy. I just want to thank you for always constantly supporting me and pushing me to do better, to be better. And you inspire me so much. I honestly don't know that I would have gotten through this without your help. You're such a big help when it comes to the kids. I know that I work so much sometimes and my schedule is not the most flexible, but you always have pulled through. You always carpool, you always do homework, you always bathe, you always feed them. And I know that this is also going to be another journey where I'm going to be working and I'm going to be doing school and I'm going to be constantly away. But I know that this is for my family and this is for me. And I just want to thank you for always supporting me. It is done. We are good and I am so excited for this journey. Don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever give up. Get up. Go do it. Time is, time is ticking. Life is too short. Why waste your life being unhappy in a job that is not giving you what you need? Why settle? If you have a dream and it requires this, you better get up and go do it. That is gonna be it for today. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to be here with this update and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.